Well, I be telling folk, man, I'm not like Billy Carson, man. I just got to keep it real. You know, Billy Carson have made all these folk. Billy Carson got all these white folks out here thinking they the Lyrans, and got these folks thinking that they these people, that they the people from the cosmos and all that shit, man. Stop it. That Billy Carson got everybody thinking that everybody divine. Everybody is not divine. Everybody is not divine, okay? There are some people who were not created from a divine nature. There are some people who were created from an artificial nature. You know how we know you're not divine? Because the sun, which gives everything life, okay, follow me, watch this. The sun, which gives everything life, the sun, which allows everything to grow, what does it do to them folks? What do it do to the pale folks? What do the sun and the sky do to the pale folks? Let's just look at that right quick before we start, huh? What do that sun and the sky do to them pale people? Burn them up, give them skin cancer. They will die being in it too long. They will die being in it too long. We can stand in that shit all day long and come out looking golden, come out looking beautiful. You go stand in that sun. When I just got out the sun. Okay, a couple hours ago, I was out there working out in it, taking my sun in, getting my sustenance. You know what I mean? So you got to understand that when you're talking about natural and unnatural, okay, we are natural people. We are like the plants. We just like the plants. We do the same shit, right? They taught y'all about photosynthesis, right? We do photosynthesis too. We absorb the sun's rays. We absorb the UV light from the sun, and we transform that into energy, just like a plant do. This is also why melanated people are more productive on a plant-based diet as opposed to a meat-based diet, right? I'm having this debate right now with one of my white homeboys because he done got caught up on that Liver King shit. He listening to Joe Rogan and he listening to Liver King, and they telling them, oh no, you gotta eat a lot of meat. You gotta eat a lot of meat. That's where you get your protein. But I'm trying to explain to him that that's secondary protein, my bro. Like, white folks gotta eat a lot of meat because that's y'all diet. That's y'all genetic diet, not us. The protein is in the plants. The animals eat the plants, and so they have protein in their meat. So when you eating the meat, you're getting secondary versions of protein. You're not getting an original version of protein. You don't want that. You want the natural protein. Look at a gorilla. Y'all see how strong a gorilla is? Fucking gorilla is ripped. He's ripped. You know how many bodybuilders would love to have the physique and the sculpture of a goddamn gorilla? When you ever seen a gorilla eat meat? You ain't never seen a gorilla eat meat. All he eat is plants. All he eat is plants. Plants and fruits. And that dude is ripped. That dude is ripped. Okay? So pay attention to these things, man. Pay attention to these things, man. Okay? Again, guys, I'm starting to post the classes on YouTube. So if you haven't had a chance to join my YouTube, I'm going to put it up right quick so you can get a chance to do so. Let's see if I got it here. So if you want a chance to check out the classes, I just posted the class from last night. It is posted on YouTube. So if you want to go back and watch it in its entirety, you know our class is always 2-3 hours long. So if you decide to watch it, you know, pour you a glass of wine and just sit down and relax and just listen. You know what I'm saying? So screenshot it, guys. The page name is United Melanated Family, but the @ is Kojo5500. Okay? So you can just screenshot that @ Kojo5500, or I guess you got to type in United Melanated Family. All right, everybody good on that? Everybody good on that? And another thing, let me say this. I was trying to clip up the information, guys, but that shit take forever. I'm telling you right now. I was up last night till 4 in the morning trying to clip that interview. It take too long, okay? So when I post them, I got to post them in its entirety, all right? Tried to clip it, but it take too damn long, and I be having to be up to get to the office. So, all right, let's get this thing underway. Let's get this thing underway. Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Big Dream and Shout It. For real, man. For real. People don't know. Y'all know YouTube, TikTok removed the editing tool. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they did it, but they removed the ability to edit. And I don't know, it just makes things a little bit harder. So the last time we was together, we was discussing my theory on the system of God. How it's unfathomable on a human scale, right? Yesterday we talked about my perspective on the system of God, right? Because see, no one never talked to y'all about it like that. You always get this child's version, this biblical child's version of, oh, you always just got a God, and God took man and formed man, and he put man on the earth. Now, there's more to it than that. It's way more complex than that. Y'all know this. Y'all know damn well there's way more complexities to our creation than that simple ass story. Okay? So if it don't come with the complexities, it's not the truth. It's not the truth. So when you think about the system of God, it's just that, a system. Okay? There are many things that had to come into play for us to be in creation. All right? And again, if you want to go and rehear that information, check out the YouTube, okay? I explained to y'all about existence being the original, what I would say the original creative force, okay? Because first you have existence, and then you have the energies that exist within existence, okay? So we don't know which came first when it comes to that, but we have existence itself, and then we have the energies that exist within existence, and that's magnetism and electricity, okay? Now, I found out something real cool today. Guess what I found out? That our double helix DNA strand is made up of helium. I said that wrong. It's made up of magnetism and electricity. I swear to God. I got the video. I'm going to upload it. I'm going to have it upload, let y'all see it. The dude was explaining DNA. He says this strand is the magnetic strand. He said this strand is the electrical strand. Blew me away. Because that's that validation, right? What did we say? In the beginning, we had magnetism and we had electric. That's the story of male and female. That's the story of male and female. I think is when you if I got any electricians in the building, don't y'all, when y'all hook something up, don't y'all have a male plug and a female plug? Don't they say something like that? Don't when you're doing like electrical work? Don't you have a male and a female, something like that, right? But that was some validation. That's incredible. Like I be grateful, man. I know that this information is being channeled through me. So when the information, exactly, in the ground, right? You got to ground it, right? So, and you know what grounding comes from. Let's think about that. Think about that term, grounding. We be telling y'all all the time, go outside with your socks and your shoes off, put your feet in the grass and ground. Right? So you got to ground because you're an electrical being and the earth is electrical. So you got to put your feet in the socket. The earth is your socket. And folks, let me tell y'all something, man. Folks out here dying. Folks out here depending on medicines. Guys, y'all need to know this about me. Chief don't mess with no hospitals. Chief don't mess with no Western medicines. Chief lives off of fruits, vegetables, meditation, prayer, grounding. That's how I live. That's how I beat. When I did have high blood pressure, I beat it naturally. I didn't go and get no high blood pressure pills. I beat it naturally. Everything that I've come in contact with, I've beat naturally. Okay? So, that goes hand in hand with what I told y'all. Magnetism and electricity is what holds this world together. Magnetism and electricity is what holds this world together. It is a creational force. Okay? So like I said, the last time we was together, we was discussing my theory on the system of God, how the elements of existence brought forth the first physical God. Now, the first physical God would be, let me see if I can explain, because I don't know if you want to call consciousness physical. I don't know if we want to call consciousness physical, right? So I don't want to say it like that. But the concept of God that we have is consciousness itself, okay? That consciousness is known as the Patal, also known as Yahweh in some cultures. Have y'all ever heard that on our DNA strands that the letters YWVH is inscribed? Have y'all ever heard that? That on one strand of our DNA, they found the inscriptions YWVH, which references Yahweh, right? And when people see YWVH, like that's how you spell it. What's up, Ro? We got Ro in the building. Go look it up, guys. If you ain't had a chance to, go look that up. The name Yahweh, all you got to do is you can Google that, or you can, try to find a way. The name Yahweh, we say Yahweh, right? But the word YWVH, that's the spelling. So when you see it, you say, how do you pronounce that? How do you pronounce that? And what we're told is you pronounce it in breath when you breathe. Yahweh. Yahweh. Okay? So they say you speak the name of God every time you breathe. And you don't even know it. Every time you breathe. This is probably why breathing is so important in meditation. This is probably why breathing is so important in meditation. So like I say, we're talking about the system of God. Y'all been taught that there's this one God, but there's an actual system that facilitated God. So we got to pay proper respect to all components of that system. Without existence, there is no God. That's what y'all got to understand. So existence would have to be the Alpha and Omega, because it's in the beginning and it's in the end, right? So like I say, we was discussing the system of God, how the elements brought forth the first physical God, the elements of existence being the male electrical energy and the female magnetic energy. The male electrical energy is detached from emotion. Y'all, because that's us, right? Listen to this. Tell me, is this us? The male electrical energy is detached from emotion and only dedicated to thought and motion. So let's just talk about men for a minute. Not new era men. I ain't gonna lie, they done put too much soy in y'all food, okay? For all the new era men out here that want to cry and they're looking to be emotional, they need to cry to a woman and all that, brother, they put all that soy in your food. Our fathers wasn't like that. My father, I ain't never seen my dad cry. And I know my dad loved me, but that dude ain't never say he loved me. He was just too tough. He ain't come from that. He ain't come from that, man. Pops went to work every day, paid the bills, put the family on his back, took care of the back. That man ain't have to come home and tell me he loved me. My mama did that. I got all the love in the world from my mama because she's a nurturer. It's the way God designed it. My dad hardcore. Take care of business. He ain't thinking about no emotion. He ain't thinking about no love. What he thinking about? He is dedicated to thought and motion. Dad is always thinking about how to protect the family, how to provide for the family, and dad is always on the move. He always on his grind. So yeah, that's the male. The male is electrical energy. We are detached from emotion. We are not as emotional as women, okay? Now, emotion is a good thing, but it's better served in the feminine energy than it is in the male energy, because the male cannot spend too much time being emotional because the male is a protective source. Yeah, man, you got all these dudes out here talking about, man, I can't cry to a woman. I can't, man, you ain't supposed to be crying to no woman. Boy, don't never let no woman see you cry. Don't never go cry. If you need to cry, go outside and cry to yourself. Cry to the good Lord. Don't let that woman see you cry, dog. That woman need to know she protected. That woman need to know that if the shit hit the fan, that you gonna jump right in the middle of it. Exactly. You can show emotion, but don't cry. But always learn how to keep your emotions in balance. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. Listen to me. There are a lot of men who are locked up because they let their emotions get the best of them. That's one of the biggest problems in our community. We get too angry and we feel like we got to act on our emotions. We got to learn how to keep our emotions in check, guys. Okay? That's not who we are divinely. We got to keep our emotions in check. So the male electrical energy is detached from emotion and only dedicated to thought and motion, which is correct. This is why we are logical thinkers and doers. You need that element to build civilizations. You can't build civilizations without that. The female magnetic energy is one of pure emotion. That's why our sisters gonna cry on you. You know, you look up, you see a woman, you know, you be talking to a woman and the next minute she be in this bitch crying like a motherfucker, going through something, right? Women are pure emotion. Y'all love is a sign of that. Y'all tears is a sign of that. Like the feeling you get from a woman, bro, like it's godly, brother. That womanly energy can protect you. You can have the worst day of your life, and if you got a good woman, she can make all that shit go away just from her energy. That is divine, bro. That's why I love my sister so much, man, because when I look at y'all, you know what I'm saying? When I look at y'all, I look at my brothers, I see God. I see the divine creation. That's what I see, man. So I love the aspect of the energy y'all got and what y'all are able to do. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of feminine energy, right? Because the feminine energy, bro, I feel like can save this world. I feel like the feminine energy is what's going to save this world. Okay? We just got to get some of our sisters back on track. We done lost some of our sisters to the dark side. Some of them out here, you know, selling their bodies and, you know, giving themselves up, you know, for physical satisfaction. That ain't the way to go. You got to value yourself, sisters. Value yourself. Don't be just giving yourself to any dude. You make sure that dude is valuable. Make sure he has something of substance for you to be giving yourself to him. Okay? So in theory, the elements existed before God. The elements created God. That's what we learned yesterday. If it's not for that feminine, if it's not for that magnetic energy and that electrical energy intertwining and having that cosmic sex, ain't no consciousness being born. Ain't no consciousness being born. If this is not accepted in theory, then you are dealing with a God force that just came out of nothingness to formulate creation, and that don't make sense to me. So it like just trying to tell me that God just, you know, making me think that God is a man that just popped up out of nowhere, that don't add up, man. Everything has a process. Everything. Nothing just pops up. Everything has a process. If you study all of creation, something always comes from something. No one created energy. Energy just exists. This is something we have to accept. Told y'all yesterday. We don't know who created existence. We don't know who created magnetism. We don't know if I guess existence manifested the magnetism. I don't know. But all I know is these things just exist. They always have. They were not born. They have always been a part of what we call existence, okay? No one created energy. Energy just exists. Some says that the magnetic energy combining with electrical energy was the first instance of sex as we know it. The male and female energy eventually finds each other and combines. Out of this is born the first dimension. Now, this whole process is much more complex than this, but we have to simplify it for class purposes. After the first dimension is born, they go on to create 11 other dimensions. This is consciousness, okay? This is what consciousness did. Consciousness created the first dimension and continued to create dimensions till we get to 12. After the male energy, dominated by thought, seeked to understand its surroundings more, it detached from the feminine energy, okay? So yesterday I was telling y'all about the separation of the male energy and the female energy. And one time it was explained to me that something traumatic happened that caused the male to split from the female. But then I also read that the male energy, which is dominated by thought, it seeked to understand its surroundings more. So basically what happened is the male and the female was connected, right? And then the male started being a male. He was like, oh, well, baby, I'm tired. I've been beating that meat up every night. I really want to go out here and roll around the block. I want to go see what's out in the world, right? So the male energy bagged up from him. And she said, where you going? Well, baby, I'm just going to the store. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to the store, baby. I'm just going to hang out with the boys, right? So the male energy detached itself because it's dedicated to seeking to thought, right? It wanted to understand its surroundings better, okay? This left the feminine energy longing for that connection. So when the male separated from the feminine, baby girl got in her feelings. Baby girl got in her feelings. She was like, where this nigga at? This nigga say he was going to the store. Why he ain't came back? You know what I'm saying? She went looking for him. She went looking for him. That magnetic energy, she got out there. She went looking for that boy. She went to his homeboy house. She went to his job, to the barber shop. Sis was out here looking for that man. So this left the feminine energy longing for that connection. So she tried to attract that electric energy back to her, okay? So this is where I had it. I twisted it up just a little bit yesterday. This is the correct version. So this left the feminine energy longing for that connection. So she tried to attract the electric energy back to her, right? She gonna get her man back. She went put on her tight red dress. She went got her nails done. She said, I'm gonna get my man back. I'm gonna get him back, all right? So she say, I'm gonna attract the electric energy back to me. She did this using the force that we call gravity, okay? Now, y'all need to know that when the magnetic energy and electric energy combined, they created that force. That's one of the creational forces, what we call gravity, okay? That's a combination of electric and magnetic energy. We call it electromagnetic energy, okay? So what y'all call gravity ain't nothing but electromagnetic energy. Gravity is just some word they came up with. But if you really want to see gravity, all you need to do is look at magnetism, look at combined magnetism and electricity. You're looking at gravity. That's the force, that's gravity. I'm telling you. So she used gravity to try to attract the male energy back to her. Told y'all she needed that man. She didn't let pride stand in her way. Funny thing is, women were like this up until the last 10 years. Women used to didn't play about their men. I'm gonna go get my man. All right? The I don't need a man generation. That's where we at now. Now these girls, see what I'm saying? Listen, that's all a play on trying to destroy the divine. See, that's when I think Sunsy Lady asked me about schmomosexuals yesterday, right? And all of this stuff, y'all, see, pay attention. Somebody is particularly trying to divide the divine. So somebody don't want men acting like men. Somebody don't want women acting like women. And somebody don't want men and women being together. Ain't y'all seeing that? Don't y'all see that in society? Like this algorithm is the reason we beefing with everybody. And we beefing with each other. Y'all do know that, right? So what they doing is they get you on the computer and they constantly show you videos of these difficult women, these undesirable women, these women who are angry. So instead, like, we got all these women out here. We got all these women out here, and they will show you one or two women that say something about men, and then these dudes will buy into that. Man, you see how these women is, man. They're all great. No, they not. No, they not. That's that woman. Every time you judge women and men, judge on an individual basis. So the woman that say she didn't want to go to a Cheesecake Factory, that's her. Then guess what? You don't mess with her. You move to the next one. The woman that say you got to have $600,000 to be in a relationship with her, you don't mess with her. You don't blame all women. You think all women out here own that? Nah. You out your mind. But that's the algorithm telling you that. Because somebody is designing this so that men and women are not connected. It's an attack on divinity. I keep telling y'all, listen, at the end of the day, when we get to the bottom of things, y'all gonna see that this is a war between good and evil. That's what it go down to. I swear to God, that's a war that's being waged. Now, I can't tell if old Lucifer then got strong enough to where he think he can take God. But that's what's going on. Lucifer, we've always heard about this battle between good and evil, right? That's where we're headed to. And that's what I think we're being prepared for. I think we're being trained to ultimately be fighters in that war. So all of these life cycles are leading us to being strong enough to fight in that war. Okay, I know that's a big take, but y'all know I'm deep, man. I'm very deep with the way I see things and the way I think. Okay, so back to electricity and magnetic as the world turns. All right, so the feminine energy longing for the connection wanted to attract that electrical energy back to her. So she did this using the force we call gravity. Now, these energies together would combine to form consciousness. These two entities combine to form consciousness. Consciousness is what we would call the original God. Because from consciousness, the physical world is manifested. Okay? From consciousness, the physical world was manifested. The physical universe and the worlds of the physical universe. Consciousness uses the elements of vibration, electricity, and sound to create the first worlds. Talked to y'all about that yesterday. We talked about cymatics, being able to see an example of this in cymatics. Okay? We live in a manifested reality. Over time, consciousness would continue to create. This is why we have the concept of a multiverse, right? So when we think about our universe, we think that this is the only universe that exists, but it's not. There's a multiverse. Science has a theory they call string theory. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you know about string theory or if you've ever heard that term. String theory is the theory that all of these universes are connected, right? Basically, like they all connected with a string, right? All these bubbles is universes, and they all connected by a string, okay? So the multiverse, that's the one thing we got to realize, guys. Whew, the unfathomableness of this scale. It's just too big. It's too big for us to even try to figure out. Okay? One of the things I want y'all to know, the information that we're talking about, you can't know everything of the universe. You can't know everything of the multiverse. You have to focus on the part of the universe that you are connected to, that you are a part of. Okay? We live in a manifested reality. Over time, consciousness would continue to create. This is why we have the concept of a multiverse. In every universe exists the male, female God energy. So that divinity, that duality exists in every universe. We exist in that complexity. I know we want to believe in a singular God force that will question you after death, but it is far more complex than that. Okay? It's a system. It's a system. Okay? God is not a man. God is a system. God is the system that created the beings that created what we call man. I'm going to say that again. God is the system that created the beings that created what we call man. See, you think that God itself, you want to say everything that is man is, it is. It honestly is, because everything comes from the seed, from the original seed, right? But we had other people play a role in what we are today. We had other beings play a role, right? But they were all doing what they were destined to do. So if I tell y'all that the Lyrans created what we know as humanity, they was doing it because that's what God intended for them to do. So when I tell y'all that the Lyrans are responsible for the Anunnaki, and then the Anunnaki are responsible for us, it's going to make sense. Remember I told y'all that God's system is on automation? Everybody want to believe that, you know, oh no, God here on earth hands on, and God here, God there, God. Man, God's somewhere chilling, watching his system. He has built an amazing system. It's got a lot of moving parts, but the idea that God is overseeing every single thing, I don't think so. I think that his system is on automation. I think that he created beings that can create. Like I told y'all about the 3 forms of creation: procreation, creation by design, and creation by thought. God would not have gave us these abilities if he did not mean for us to continue to create on the landscape. Okay? Nothing was fully formed. Nothing was fully formed, fully developed. All creation went through a period of evolution. This is a law of creation. Okay? Evolution, the law of evolution, that's a law of creation. All of divine creation goes through evolution. So don't listen to these idiot ass people out here. These prideful ass people. You can't get to the truth, guys, if you steady telling yourself that black people ain't this and we don't come from that and we don't do this. If you telling yourself all this, you'll never get to the truth. Because you damn sure wasn't there. Think about this. How asinine do you have to be to say what ain't possible when you wasn't there? You wasn't there. Everything is possible. All of divine creation goes through evolution. I'm going to tell y'all that 1,000 times. Evolution. Evolution is not owned by Charles Darwin. Okay? Evolution is not owned by Charles Darwin. Evolution is a component of God's system. Darwin just studied. He's seen it. Right? Now, Darwin tried to take the shit and make it and tried to use it to denigrate black folks. Okay? He tried to use it to denigrate black folks. So he didn't tell the truth about it. But up in here, you're going to get the truth. Up in here, you're going to get the truth about this evolutionary process. Okay? So I can't tell you who was the first physical beings. Consciousness created a lot of beings, guys. Okay? That's what we need to understand right now. The universe is huge. Imagine trying to count all the grains of sand on Earth. How long you think that'll take you? Imagine trying to count all the grains of sand on the Earth. How long do you think that'll take you? Right? Right? Come on with all y'all right. Couple lifetime, eons, facts. And it's still, and listen. So after you do that, you still ain't even close to what's in the universe. Okay? So this is what I want y'all to understand. This is what we're gonna do. We ain't gonna worry about the whole universe. I'm sure it's a whole nother story on the other side of the universe. We're going to worry about our part of the universe. We're going to focus on Solaris and our solar system. So the information you about to learn today is from the solar system adjacent to us. The closest solar system to us is the Solaris solar system. This is where the Sirian star system, the Beta Lyrae star system, and the Orion star system. That's humanity's home. Okay? Let me oh, no way, baby. Oh, that's no way, Corlisa. Hell no. Shout out to Sister Corlisa. Hell no. That's the ones that's important to us. So the Lyrans and the Carians are important to our story. But we talking, it's all types of beings out there. And see, you would get confused, you would get overstimulated, overwhelmed, right? You would get overwhelmed if you tried to figure out all the different creatures and beings out there. It ain't our business. See, I don't worry about the 100 million other beings that's out there because they are not a part of our story, right? So when you talk about getting to the bottom of our story, it starts with the Lyrans and the Carians. That's our story is the story of humanity versus reptilians. So I don't want y'all to be trying to rack your brain trying to understand the entire universe. You're gonna go crazy. I'm telling you. Shit, NASA don't even try to understand the whole universe. NASA got a term that they use called, they say the known universe. That's just a portion. That's just a quadrant. Okay? So when you hear NASA talks about the known universe, that means that that's as far as they can fathom. Okay? So the known universe is just a quadrant. It's just a part. Let's just say the universe is made up of 4 quadrants. We got to just focus on our quadrant. That's all we can focus on. But like I say, we don't know who the first beings was. That's like fun fact information. Maybe if we get to that level one day, the Most High will grant us with that information, right? But what I can tell you is we are not the oldest, and there are beings much more older than us, billions of years older than us, okay? And this is where this story lies, okay? Billions of years ago. Billions. Billions and billions of years ago, okay? Eventually, these beings evolve physically and spiritually, which make them advanced technically. So when we talk about the Lyrians and the Carians, I want y'all to understand that they evolved too, right? Hold on, let me pull up this picture of the Lyrians right quick. Let me do something right quick. I should have screenshot it. Be honest with you. I'm finna drop something on y'all right quick. Check this out. So these people they got what we consider humanoid bodies in a lion's head, right? But I want y'all to know that's the body, what we call humanoid body, that we don't own this frame. Okay? 2 legs, 2 arms, that's man. That's a part of all creation. You've got insectoids, you got humanoids, you got a lot of different type of species. But when you talk about the body that we have, that was around before we even became humanity. Okay? So anyway, these beings, these lion-headed beings, take a good look at them. Okay? So let me ask y'all something. Y'all do know that God created animals before he created physical beings, right? Y'all do know that animals existed before the physical beings, right? Y'all do know that, right? The animals existed first. The insects, the animals, I don't care where you go in the universe. Insect life, animal life, all of that existed before the actual beings existed. Right? So watch this. We was talking about evolution the other day. And I was talking to y'all about these hominids that's related to the primates. They're not primates. Keep telling folks that. They are related to the primate. They say they have a mutual genetic ancestor. Okay? So the hominid and the primate got a mutual genetic ancestor. Okay? We told y'all we're talking about billions of years, right? So when I talk about that, you always got some militant black person talking about, man, we don't come from no damn apes. Because they thinking on a very primitive mind. They thinking with a very primitive mindset when you say this, right? They say, like, we don't come from no goddamn apes, right? Who you think they come from? Who you think they evolved from? Who you think these lion-headed people evolved from? You think they gonna be running around here saying, we don't come from no lions? We didn't come from no lions. That's evolution. They evolved into what they are. That's evolution. They were lions first. They were lions first. That's evolution. They eventually evolved into what they are. The carrions. They were birds. The carrions were birds. They avians. They eventually evolved into this humanoid version. Okay, so what I'm trying to show y'all is that when y'all ain't never heard, like, when y'all, all right, check this out. There used to be a show called Supernatural. Y'all ever used to watch Supernatural? Put a 1. Dean and, what his brother name was? Dean and, what was his brother name? Sam. Sam and Dean. Okay, Supernatural. Y'all remember when, what was the angel name? What was my boy, the angel? I ain't watched in a long time. What was the angel name that used to be with him? Somebody get it. L, or somebody know it. Oh, B. Ross know it. What was the angel name? Castiel. Okay, there we go. Shout out to my sisters in the building. Castiel. So check this out. Y'all don't remember when them angels used to meet up with Castiel, they always used to call humans hairless apes. And I heard this reference many times in many movies by these entities, calling us hairless apes. You done heard that. We don't want to, we go down there, there's just some hairless apes. We're separated from primates by 2 chromosomes. 2. Okay? So, to be honest with y'all, somebody removed the 2 chromosomes. That's the genetic alterations. The genetic alterations is the removal of the 2 chromosomes. So, you know, folks can be offended. Folks can be offended by the idea of evolution, but that just shows how primitive your mind is. You just not, that's the one thing I want y'all to know too, man. Listen, stop letting what everybody say offend you, because not everybody is intelligent, guys. I swear to God, they just did a study. They just did a study recently. And I'll share this study with y'all. They said that they believe that only 5% of people on the planet are actually intelligently aware. I swear to God, they say only 5% of the people on the planet are intelligent. I've been telling y'all that. How many times have I told y'all that we the 1%ers? That you got the 1% of the wealthy and you got the 1% of the intelligent. Y'all done heard me say that a couple times, right? You got the 1% of the wealthy and then you got the 1% of the intelligent. We the 1%, we the woke 1%. They the rich 1%. We the woke 1%. And this knowledge that I teach, only about 0.5% of the 1% know this information. The other 0.5 is intelligent because they're willing to accept the information. They're willing to embrace the information. So I'm telling y'all right now, you're going to hear far more people say I'm crazy. You're going to hear far more people say I don't know what I'm talking about. So y'all need to be prepared for that. If y'all think that this information that I'm teaching is going to be accepted, is going to be embraced, that ain't the way it's supposed to work, because there's more ignorance out there than intelligence. The world has far more. Look around. Motherfuckers doing the milk crate challenge. Motherfuckers doing the alcohol challenge, setting themselves on fire. You got people walking around with VRs on their face and shit, finna walk out in traffic and get hit by a car. All kind of craziness going on. So it's far more ignorance in society than intelligence. So I don't expect everybody to agree with me or to embrace my information, okay? I expect for the intelligent, intellectual minds to embrace it. And that's y'all. That's why y'all been brought here. Because this is your family. This is where you're supposed to be. You are the people who had questions. You are the people that went to God and wanted to know. So y'all need to trust your path, man. Don't nothing happen by coincidence. You think you crossed my path on a coincidence? As you can see, we don't even let people hang out in the live. We remove people from the live. So if you across my path, you was meant to be here. My job is to serve you. That's what they sent me to do. To serve you, to teach you, to guide you, to lead you. That's what my job is. So if you are in alignment with what you're about to receive, then you're going to embrace my teachings and you're going to embrace my leadership. Those who did not, so be it. More power to them. But we leaving. So what I want y'all to know is these beings came from evolution. They evolved from the original creatures that they were. Just like we're here as a result of the creatures that was before us. And we are continuously evolving, right? Just like they continuously evolved. And they ended up evolving to a higher status. The Lyrans are now 7D beings. They are 7-dimensional beings. They are 7, they might be higher than that. But they are 7-dimensional beings. Guys, we just 3-dimension. We low 3-dimension. We got a long way to go. We got a long way to go, okay? But if we keep going, we're going to eventually be like them. Y'all get it now? If we keep going, we're going to keep evolving spiritually, technologically, and eventually we'll be on the level of these people, okay? So I can't tell you who was the first physical beings, but you get the gist of creation, creating creation. Eventually, these beings evolve physically and spiritually, which makes them advanced technically. This led to the great migrations through the universe. Now, this story that we are about to get into comes from our portion of the universe. Okay? Like I told y'all, we can't talk about the whole universe. We don't know what's out there. All we can do is talk about our portion of the universe. Our story is not the entirety of the universe. I'm sure there are quadrants that have equally complex stories, but you can only tell your story. Okay? So that's what we finna get into, guys. We finna get into this Lyran, the story of the Lyrans. All right? Y'all give me 1 second. I gotta step away. I'm gonna play some tunes for y'all. Okay, and I'll be back. Show some love. Gift the live. Like the live. I'm going to do this one time for my goddesses, man. I'm going to slow it down for the goddesses in the building, man. Shout out to my guys, too, man. Much love, guys. We're going to do this for the ladies one time, all right? I'll be right back. All right. We back. Let's get into this information, all right? Appreciate y'all being patient. All right, so our story begins with 2 advanced groups. The Lyrans of Constellation Lyra, who were lion-headed beings, they are accredited with the creation of humanity as we know it. And the Carians, bird-headed individuals who settled in the Orion star system. They came to this universe with the Lyrans when it was first formed. All right? So the information that we got, the Lyrans and the Carians don't even come from this universe. They say they were some of the first, these were some of the first inhabitants of this universe, okay? Some of the first inhabitants. So that tells you how far back they go, right? Billions. These Carians, like Lyrans, were light bodies who chose to take on physical form to live in the physical reality. They chose the form that we call bird today. When they felt like their physical bodies had reached limitations, then they began to experiment genetically with reptile life forms found in their surroundings. Okay? So the Carians reached a level of evolution where they felt like they had maxed out of their physical form, right? So they wanted to find new ways to experiment with new creatures to like increase their physical form. Okay, they wanted to evolve their physical form. And in doing this, they ended up experimenting with reptile life forms found in their surroundings, like alligators, snakes, whatever it is. That they start fucking with those, right? This merging of genetics created the reptilians that we know today. All right. So if you've ever heard of the reptilians, First, the carrions. Okay. So these carrions are responsible for right. So these are reptilians right here. Okay. Are we all familiar? We all heard about the reptilians, right? The evil reptilians. All of this information is all about these people. This is our enemy. This is who responsible for all the hatred, anger, all the racism, all of this shit that is these beings. Okay. The Lycans were wolves, though. Those were wolves. But it might be something to that, to the Lycans. It might be something to that. All right. This is where you get your description of Satan, because the person we call Satan was a reptilian, right? Or he was partially reptilian. Okay, I know he was partially reptilian. I don't know if he was, but this is where you get your description of Satan from. Okay, this is where it comes from, the reptilians, right? It's a lot of information that we have to cover. So what I want y'all to know is it starts with the Lyrans and it starts with the Carriers. The Lyrans ended up evolving us, creating us and evolving us. The Carriers created these people, but they didn't evolve them. Okay, that's what you're about to learn. You're going to learn that the Carriers left them by themselves. Y'all remember yesterday I was telling y'all the story of Lucifer, or the Ahriman, about how when man manifested this energy into the void, it created what we call the Ahriman. And this Ahriman was devoid of the divine feminine. It was devoid of love and compassion and things of this nature. So Lucifer ended up raising these people, which makes perfect sense. I swear to God, let me tell y'all something. I never had that piece to the story. All I know is the reptilians was evil. I ain't know who created them. I ain't know how this shit worked. But when it came together, it made perfect sense. Even how they get to Draco. Because I remember when I was taught that the reptilians inhabited Orion, I was like, but I thought the humans had all these spots. But they were originally created in Orion, but they was traveled to Draco. That's what Lucifer took them to. The Ahriman took them to Draco, and he raised them on Draco, and he raised them to have this hateful mindset. Okay, we're gonna get into all of that though. I'm just trying to give y'all the basis of it. Okay, so the Carians, like Lyrans, were responsible for the reptilians we know today. The Draco, most creation seeks to honor and worship its creators. You understand? Like, guys, I want y'all to know something. When you look at the Sphinx, that's an homage to the Lyrans. Y'all do know that. Y'all do know that the Sphinx got a lion's body and got the head of a man. That man's head used to be Thoth's head, but Marduk changed it to his son Osiris. Okay? So when you look at the Sphinx, I don't know who out here lying to y'all, telling y'all that's a woman. That is not no damn woman. That is the face of Osiris. And that is not the original head on the Sphinx. That head was put there probably like 5,000 to 6,000 years ago. The original head was 30,000 years old. Okay? So the Sphinx body is a lion because they paying homage to the Lyrans. Okay? So the The creation always seeks to honor its parent race. So the Anunnaki was the creation of the Lyrans. Okay? So the Anunnaki is always seeking to honor the Lyrans. Okay? But these Draco reptilians, they don't seek to honor their creators. These reptilians, in true reptilian fashion, grew to challenge and fight its creators for dominance, which aligns perfectly with what we know about reptilian beings today. So this is, tomorrow we're going to be discussing the Carians and the reptilians, okay? But today, this is what I want y'all to know. The Carians created them folks and left them as eggs. The Ahriman, who we know as Lucifer, raised them to be hateful, raised them to be spiteful and vengeful. He told them that they should seek out their creators and destroy them. Okay? And so what ended up happening is the people that created these folks, it ended up coming back to bite them in the ass. Okay? So I know the Carians probably kicking themselves in the ass for creating these people. But everything that happens under the divine is meant to be. Trust me. Didn't I tell y'all that evil serves a purpose in God's system? So these beings, they exist because God allows them to exist, because they serve a purpose. Right? I don't expect everybody to understand that, because it takes some high levels of evolution to understand that God is allowing evil to permeate for a purpose. You'll get that one day. Yeah, the duality, yin and yang. Yeah, exactly. Yes, facts, Sunsi lady. The yin and the yang. And listen, watch this. And we are forever connected to them. Okay? So what I want y'all to know is the cosmic war. If y'all ever heard about the Orion Wars, put a 1 in the chat if you ever heard about the Orion Wars. Put a 1 in the chat if you ever heard about the Wars of Orion, the Galactic Federation Wars. Okay, that's the war between humans and reptilians. That's the war between humans and reptilians. That's the piece y'all missing, because that's a cosmic story. See, motherfuckers want y'all to only know what took place on Earth. But if you really want to understand what took place on Earth, you got to leave Earth and go out to the cosmos. And you got to go back and you got to check the history. And you're going to see, and it's going to all end up lining up. So we are symbiotically connected to the reptilians, like Sunsi ladies say. You know, they were created, the Carians created them, the Lions created them, but we was raised differently. Raised tremendously differently. You know what I'm saying? We was raised right. We was raised right. All right? Another thing that lines up is the fact that we know beings we call dinosaurs to actually have bird-like anatomy. So when we talk about the reptilians being the creation of the Acarians, think about what you know about dinosaurs. Don't y'all know that they say that dinosaurs were more like birds? Give me a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard that. If you've ever heard them talk about some of these dinosaurs have feathers. Now it's making sense, right? So if somebody is telling you, watch this shit. So if somebody is telling you a bird race of beings genetically crafted these reptilians, right? Watch this. These reptilians is who created the dinosaurs. That was their food source. And the dinosaurs had the same genetic makeup as them. They had carrion genetics. So the dinosaurs would have carrion genetics. Yeah, they were the real dragons, of course. Yeah, and listen, we need to understand these dragons. Dragons are real, so they are very real. That's not a mythical creature. They live in inner earth. The dragons are in inner earth. They're going to start coming back out. So that's why I say, man, this shit is very complex. But when you get into the complexities of it, it makes sense. So that's, for me, that's validation for the Carians. If the Carians is over here saying, hey, man, we made them niggas. Okay, what's your proof? They got bird-like genetics. Boom. They got the wings. They got the wings right there. What the hell? You ain't never seen those. Come on now. Come on now. Now keep in mind, listen. The Carians didn't create all reptile animals. God created the reptile animals. The Carians simply picked up the reptile and started genetically tinkering with it. Okay, do y'all understand that? They didn't create all reptiles. It's a reason why snakes don't have wings. Snakes don't have feathers. But these specific reptilians do. And the dinosaurs that they created did. Wait till y'all learn about that. Yeah, the Draco reptilians created dinosaurs as a food source. It was their food source. That's a whole nother story right there. Because they was here a long time ago. They was here long. They was here long before, exactly. Shit, go look at them ostrich. Go look at an ostrich feet right now. Look like goddamn dinosaur claws. Look like a T-Rex walking. When you see them damn, what that bird name? A caparari, or how you pronounce that bird? Some kind of name. But that bird got some damn claws. Got some real claws. Big old tall bird like an ostrich. Not an emu, it's a nut. Some like an emu, but it's a nut. It starts with a C. I can't pronounce the name though. Not a cockatoo. It's like a C-A-W some shit, some kind of name, but it's got some long ass claws. I can't pronounce the name of the bird. It's like an emu though. It's like an emu. It's in that emu ostrich family. I'll find the name of it. I'll find it. Matter of fact, I'm right here in front of Google right now. Let me see if I can pop that name up right quick. That's it. Cassowary. Yeah, that's it. Shout out to the family. Y'all some intelligent folks. I don't got nothing but intelligent people up here. That's it, man. I'm sorry, guys. I smoke so much of that zizai, I be forgetting. You know what I'm saying? I be forgetting names. I'm sorry. But anyway, that's some credence to what we're talking about. So now we know there's some credence to what I'm saying, right? I can't say 1,000% what's true, but I can tell you all I can do is look at the facts. That's what I do. I look at the facts. So we see that, all right? The Lyrans created humanity, who represent love, compassion, evolution. The Carians created their worst nightmare, some ungrateful pieces of shits who represent hate, fear, in the evolution of technology, not spirit. The reptilians are all about being advanced technically because they don't evolve spiritually. Okay? They're not spiritually evolved. They're technically evolved. That's the reason why they became enamored with us, because they wanted to learn how to spiritually evolve. We're going to talk about all of that. But this sums up the duality of our universe perfectly, right? Y'all remember we was talking about duality? You got to have the bad and the good. So think about this story between the reptilians and the humans. Ain't that duality? Ain't that duality we was talking about? Every goddamn universe got it. You can't have a universe without having your duality. You have to have some evil with the good, all right? So let's take a look. We're going to take a look. Let's take a look That is what happened, Cat. I thought I talked to y'all about that. Cat, that was a war fought here. The Atlanteans were here before. The Atlans were here before the Anunnaki even came, okay? So the Atlans and the reptilians, they fought a war here. The Atlans and the reptilians fought a war here, okay? I'm gonna talk to y'all about that because that's before the Anunnaki. That's before the Anunnaki. So the Atlans ended up trying to kill off their food source. So they ended up bombing the planet to kill off the reptilians' food source, which was the dinosaurs. Okay? So I'm going to talk to y'all about that. I got that information too, but it just, I knew in order to go, the time to talk about that is now. Because listen, we used to be just talking about the Anunnaki story. Now we've went off world to the cosmic story. So now it's time to talk about that whole war, that Atlantean reptilian war. Yeah, the Atlans. Okay, listen. The Atlans and the reptilians fought the war here, right? The Atlanteans is responsible for the sinking of Lemuria, okay? Through that war, right? They ended up running the reptilians underground. The reptilians ended up going underground. This is where we get the story of Satan living in the earth, down, in hell, down in the bottomless pit, right? Because the reptilians went to live in the earth. They inside the earth, okay? Now, every time the Atlanteans, the asteroid was a weapon. They used these celestial beings. They use asteroids. They use comets. Shit, the Draco used a hulled out comet to blow up Maldet. Okay, so these beings they on a whole nother level. We gotta understand. That's what I want y'all to know too, y'all. We can't think on our level. You got to go off our level. Okay, so the moon is a base. All right, the moon is somebody lives in the moon. The moon is an artificial satellite. It's hulled out. It's hollow. Beings are living inside the moon. It is said that the reptilians control the moon. That is what it said. That reptilians is control the moon, right? So it's a lot of levels to this shit. It's deep. They are controlling the soul matrix. So this is why we can't ascend out of this world, because every time we die, you know how they say, don't go into the light? So your soul, when your soul leaves your body, is floating up toward that moonlight. Okay? The moon is a soul trap, a soul matrix. So when they be telling you, when they say, don't go into the light, don't go into the light, that's what they telling you, avoid the light. Because if you go into the light, you're going to reincarnate back here. No, you all good, Miss Kim. We were looking for you early, mama. You all good. You on divine time. And Miss Kim, check it out. I got all of the classes posted on YouTube now. So if you miss anything, all you got to do is go over to YouTube and you can watch it. So you ain't missed nothing, my sister. You ain't missed nothing. How you doing? How you feeling today? Oh, it's Gigi's birthday too, Miss Kim. If you want to show her, if you want to wish her a happy birthday, Gigi's birthday today. So the moon is a light, is a soul matrix, okay? And the reptilians are seeking, because this is now a prison planet, right? They have an electromagnetic grid. That's the firmament that y'all think about. When y'all think about the firmament over the earth, that's the electromagnetic grid that the reptilians put up there. But the real firmament is that what they call the asteroid belt or the Kuiper belt. It separates the waters from above from the waters below. But we'll get into all the explanation of that as well. We'll get into all of that explanation. So yeah, it's a whole nother, like I say, man, it's a lot to this stuff. So I don't want to put too much on y'all plate. because I don't want to overwhelm you. What I did with my class is I took my class very slow, right? My class done already studied the Sumerian tablets 3 times. And now they know it. They know that story well. So now what we've done is we've created this advanced version. This is advanced class. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I couldn't go back and do the simple class no more. So that's why, you know, when everybody was asking me, do class gonna have some new information? I was like, yeah, you better be tapped in. We actually have new information every semester. Every semester we've added something to the class. So now we are in advanced class. So some of y'all done been thrusted right into advanced. Right? I took it very slow with my people, and you know, they damn near masters of this information now. But some of y'all have been thrusted right into advanced class. And that's the way the Most High wanted it to be. I'm sure if God had you come to me now, that you are already a wise mind. So that's almost like God saying, you ain't got to waste a bunch of time taking it slow. These people ready to go. Okay? So if you here with us today, we know that you ready to go. All right? So let's get it. So guys, I'm about to read to y'all. We're doing the Lyrans today. We'll do the Carians tomorrow. All right? It's a lot we got to get into. Like I said, we together for 4 months. We together. You know what I'm saying? So right now, what we're going to cover is what the Lyrans, their own information about their beginnings, our creation, and what led to the reptilian-human conflict. Okay? That is what we're about to get into. Give me 1 second while I get set up. We're about to deal with the Lyrans, with their story, how they created us, and how it led to the reptilian-human conflict. All right? So this is the story. Let's get into this information, man. Let's see what the Lyrans, okay? This is the Lyrans' words. All right? This is their words. This ain't none of my notes, okay? So what I'm about to read to y'all is not the notes of Chief Kuttah. This is the information that comes directly from the ascended Lyran masters, okay? It is my understanding that the reptilian-human conflict began in the Vega star system. Remember I talked to y'all about Vega? I got to teach y'all about Vega. That's the home of black folks, man. We was out there, man. Vega is the home of the brown race. Right? I'm telling you, I told y'all, man, we all through the cosmos, homie. We original. We are original. All right? It's a reason they hate y'all. It's a reason hey, listen, you're going to find out who is represented by the Lyrans and who is represented by the reptilians. And you're going to see that the reptilians they suck their little dogs on us. They put their little dogs on us, okay? You're going to see. It is my understanding that the reptilian-human conflict began in the Vega star system of the Lyran constellation. It was in the Vega system that humans originated on a planet called Avion. The planet name was Avion. That's the home planet in Vega. That is the home planet, Avion, okay? From the beginning, humans were allowed to evolve free of outside influences. So that means that in the beginning, it was just us and the Lyrans. No other outside beings, no other races, no other nothing. It was just us, okay? So in the beginning, humans were allowed to evolve free of outside influences. They were given a creation myth that stated they could colonize any planet in the universe, but if they found other life forms there, they were to strive to live in harmony with those life forms. Okay, listen up. That's very key. So when the Lyrans created us, they told us these are the rules. Okay, they gave us a rule book and they say, you can colonize any planet, but if you find other life on that planet, you have to strive to live in harmony with those life forms. Okay? So that means we can go and colonize a planet, but we can't take it over. We got to live in harmony and balance with whoever the beings that's already there. Okay? Not like the reptilians. Not how they were taught. As the humans reached warp drive capability, y'all done heard about that before, right? Warp drive. A lot of this is going to sound very Star Trek-y, but the reason for that is because Star Trek is based off of this information. Y'all didn't know. Y'all thought them white boys just figured all that shit out by themselves. Wait till y'all realize that a lot of movies y'all be liking come from the Anunnaki. That come from Anunnaki information. Shit, a lot of these TV shows you see now, right? Doom. Somebody put me up on Doom. That's based on the Anunnaki. That's based on these cosmic stories, okay? So a lot of this stuff. So when you hear warp drive capability, that's a real thing. Warp drive is a real thing. That is a high-speed technology. Okay? As the humans reached warp drive capability and began to move out beyond their home world, they carried their creation myth etched in their hearts and strove to honor it as a sacred commitment between them and the prime creator. Okay, that's what they call God. The prime creator. All right? As the humans reached warp drive capability and began to move out beyond their home world, they carried their creation myth etched in their hearts and strove to honor it as a sacred commitment between them and the prime creator. The humans were taught and lived the law of one. Okay? That's the law under the prime creator. Those are the rules, the law of one. The prime creator was simply a focal point for their belief that we're all connected by the river of energy that flows through everything. Did I tell y'all the energy existed? Energy is everything. Energy is everywhere. Okay, we are all connected by this energy. All right, system of God. Prime creator was simply a focal point for their belief that we are all connected by the river of energy that flows through everything. They were taught by their parent race, the felines, now long gone from their world, that energy is everything. That's what they taught them. They taught them that energy is everything, okay? So the Lyrans, once they created the humans and evolved the humans, they left. That's what a parent race does. The Anunnaki did the same thing, okay? The felines were a well-known species in our and other universes, having evolved many eons before. The humans, listen to this, listen up. The humans were their greatest genetic achievement, combining the best traits of all life forms the felines had encountered in their many eons of existence. Y'all hear that about us? Huh? And we was first now, I'm telling you now. We, melanated, the melanated brown folks. Hey, did y'all ever see that video where the dude was like, oh, the buzzword around the Pentagon is that the Sumerian gods are returning, right? And then one dude was like, yeah, and when I seen them, they were black people. Y'all seen that video where the dude was like, yeah, and they were black men. They were black men. Trust me, cuz. We legit, trust me. So y'all hear that? The Lyran says when they created us, or humanity, when they created humanity, that these were the best traits of all life forms that they had encountered in their many eons. So we basically built off of a dream team of DNA. So all of the top best life forms that they came across, they took bits and pieces of them. And as a result of that, they made us. Now you see why we so special. Now you see why we so special. Now you see why we so remarkable. Oh, it's going to get clearer. It's going to get clearer why we hate it. It's going to get clear, very clear to you why somebody is going above and beyond to denigrate us, to subjugate us, to destroy us. I told you were special. I told you it's a reason, man. I told y'all, man, bro, they don't hate on nobody that ain't. I tell niggas this all the time. If you winning, you gonna get hated on. If somebody's bothering you, if somebody's doing something to you, it's because you got something going on. So these white folks, they copy us. They love being around us. But then the fact that they can't beat us drives them crazy. And it drives them to jealousy. Because they know we different. They know we different. Just like we create new races of plant life through genetic engineering, most, if not all, sentient races eventually produces new races as well. There go my system of God right now. Didn't I tell y'all that God's system is on automation, that his creation is creating creation? Didn't I tell y'all that? It says, just like we create new races of plant life through genetic engineering, right? If not all, most sentient races eventually produce new races as well. Now, just after the time humans reached warp capability, another species came calling. All right? So this is at a time where the humans then evolved a bit. The humans got a little bit of technology. They've evolved and they've advanced in some ways. The Lyrans are already gone. They are already moved on to some other place to, you know what I'm saying? Just after the humans reached warp capability, another species came calling. It was of a reptilian nature. This group differed in just about every way. Not only were they different physically, the reptilians' emotional and mental makeup differed too. Where the humans were emotional, the reptilians were mental. You remember I told you they manifested from the masculine. Okay, they not divine. They don't have the balance. They don't have the feminine in the masculine divinity. Okay, they were created from the masculine energy. All right. Where the humans were emotional, the reptilians were mental. The reptilians are a powerful, hardy species with a beauty all their own. The reptilians were given a creation myth that was a direct opposite of the one given to the humans. Their myth stated that they had ownership of the universe by divine right. And therefore, anytime they colonized a new planet, they could destroy any other life forms they found. So we have two races, very opposite in nature, with opposite creation, myths of colonizing the galaxy, duality. Okay? So as your duality, you got the humans, you got the reptilians. You got the humans being told to be peaceful. If you colonize, be peaceful. You got the reptilians being told, they were raised and told that they own the universe. And that anything they find in the universe, they can control, dominate, subjugate, enslave. That is what they're supposed to do. That's what they've been raised on. Do y'all understand that? It's the story of good and evil. Fortunately, the first reptilians who discovered the humans' home world were of a more evolved nature, meaning they were not as aggressive as some of their species. Okay, so quick, I got to tell you something real quick. Okay, all reptilians ain't bad. All reptilians ain't bad. It's just like we talk about white folks. We know all white folks ain't bad. I done came across so many good white people, man. I remember one time I was broke down on the side of the road, guys. And folks was passing me up, black folks, passing me up, and that's cool. But you know who stopped and helped me, man? An old white man. Man ain't have to do none of the shit he did. Man stopped, got out the car on the side of the road, helped me fix the car, took me to AutoZone, tried to pay for my shit. I was like, nah. I'm like, damn, bro, what you trying to do? So that's why I be telling folks, don't get confused. When I talk about certain things, don't be thinking that I'm against all white folks. Hell no. But I also know, just like these reptilians, we don't have time to be figuring out who's the good white guy and who's the nice white guy. We know that the majority of the white race is of hatred, hateful nature. Now, there's a small population of whites that are good folks, and I rock with them. I rock with them all day long. Every race has some good and some bad. Okay? I am not against white people. I'm against evil. I be telling white dudes all the time, if you stand with black people, you're not going against your people. You're going against evil. Whatever evil people that's racist or hateful, that's what we stand against. Right? So it is good in every race, even the reptilians. So the first reptilians that discovered the humans' home world was some good guys, okay? They were not aggressive, okay? So these reptilians were more like scientists. These were explorers, okay? This party of reptilians was not of a military nature. Instead, they were explorers and scientists out on an expedition to find new planets fit for colonization. As a result, they were elated to find another sentient species with a unique form such as they had never seen before. Okay, so let's walk through that. You got, shout out to everybody that's gifting too, man. Much love. I really appreciate the value that you guys heap on what we do. Thank you. Appreciate you. So these first reptilians that discovered the humans' home world, they had never seen beings like us, just like we had never seen beings like them, okay? They were out scouting planets to colonize, okay? The humans welcomed them as new forms of gods. Now, I'm going to explain why. Now, y'all know as black folks, we always welcoming people. That's our biggest problem. We show everybody love. We let everybody come in our culture. We let everybody use our culture. You know, we invite everybody to the damn barbecue. You know, that's our problem. We always welcoming everything in, man. We got to learn to goddamn keep the door closed sometime. The humans welcomed them as a new form of God. Different from the gods, the felines, their parent race, because it's common for races to worship their parent races as gods once the parent race has left the planet. This is important to notice, because this is how I just gave it to you, how we ended up worshiping the Anunnaki. Just gave it to you. Listen to that. It's common for races to worship their parent race as gods once the parent race has left the planet. So the humans worship the Lyrans as their gods. Okay? But the reason why the humans welcome the reptilians as new form of gods, first of all, these reptilians was much more technically advanced than the humans. The humans had some technology, but you got to remember, where the humans put more energy on spiritual evolution, the reptilians put more energy on technical evolution. So we were far beyond them spiritually. They were far beyond us technically. Okay? They all about technology. All right? And now you see this transhumanist movement going on. Now you see these people trying to integrate us into these machines. All this technology. You're going to see who is represented by the reptilians and who is represented by the Lyrans. We're going to get there. Because somebody trying to force us, somebody trying to get us to put chips in our head. Ain't that right? Ain't somebody trying to get us to put chips in our head? Ain't that what Elon say? Elon want everybody to put that chip in their head. Yeah, y'all better keep your eye on that boy, man. Huh? Ain't he out here making these goddamn robots? Want the robots to take over everything? Y'all better keep y'all eye on that dude. The humans welcomed them as new forms of gods, different from the gods, the felines, their parent race. Much like we worship, the felines had told them long ago. Listen to this. This is why they thought that the reptilians were some kind of gods, right? The felines had told them long ago that there were other races in the universe and that one day those races would come calling, ushering this planet and its newborn species into a new world and consciousness. The humans believed the reptilians were the fulfillment of this prophecy. So this is why they treated them, welcomed them as gods, because they were told by the Lyrians that one day there are some other beings. There are other beings in the universe, and then they're going to come calling, and they're going to usher the newborn species into a new world and consciousness. And they honestly did. Everything happens for a reason. The reptilians showed up and they forced us to be something that we had never been. If not, we'd still be like, I want y'all to know something. Like, that's why I be telling y'all that bad situations ain't always a bad thing. Sometimes bad situations happen to prepare us, to evolve us. Okay, that's why I told y'all all of this is under the control of God. So at the end of the day, like I say, man, I don't look at it like the reptilians doing this and that. I look at it like this is God's. God got this simulation set up and we all participate in the simulation. Okay? So take from that what you will. Since these reptilians were peaceful, they made friends with the humans and began introducing them to more advanced technology, enabling them to perfect their new warp drive capabilities. Remember, like I told you, the humans had a little bit of technology, but the reptilians were able to come in and take them to the next level. Okay? On a soul level, the humans were now ready for this technological jump, it being their next evolutionary step. Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears? So it was with the humans, they were ready to move out into the cosmos. Many years passed with more reptilians coming to this planet and forming colonies. The humans and reptilians got along for the most part. The humans made great evolutionary and technological leaps during this time with the help of the reptilians, a race more technically evolved than they. The reptilians made evolutionary leaps as well, but theirs were, I read that all wrong. Listen, let me say that again. The humans made great evolutionary and technological leaps during this time with the help of the reptilians. Oh, I did say it right. A race more technically involved than they. The reptilians made evolutionary leaps as well, but theirs were more of an emotional nature. In their less evolved state, the reptilians lacked the sensitive emotional body of humans, right? Now, the emotional body is, that's our feminine side, okay? Remember I told you the feminine and masculine together is divine? So the reptilians didn't have that, okay? And that's what that is the reason why they're so enamored with us, because we got that and they want that, okay? Excuse me. But through interbreeding with the humans, they were able to attain this missing piece of themselves in less time than it took for them to develop it on their own. So they were able to develop these emotional bodies through interbreeding. Now we got human genetics. We got human Lyran genetics mixing with reptilian genetics. What if I told you you possess that same reptilian DNA today? You possess that same reptilian DNA. Have y'all ever heard of the reptilian portion of the brain? Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard scientists talk about the reptilian portion of the brain. Also, when you see an embryo, in its early stages, is it not reptilian? Is it not some sort of reptilian or amphibian type of? That's why you evolve from that reptilian stage, that amphibian stage, to that embryonic. You go through a reptilian stage early in your evolution when you're inside of your mother. Okay? You go through a period of that. And you evolve into a mammalian. You evolve into mammalian. But you start off reptilian because the reptilians and the humans work together on the human genome. We're going to get there. I'm going to talk to y'all about that. But you are part reptilian today, guys. I swear to God. That's on everything I love. You are part reptilian. Because that's one of the big stories, the interbreeding. There's a lot of interbreeding going on. A lot of intermarriages. We're going to get into it. Many years passed with more reptilians coming to the planet and forming colonies. The humans and reptilians got along for the most part. The humans made great evolutionary and technological leaps during this time with the help of the reptilians, a race more technically evolved than they. The reptilians made evolutionary leaps as well, but theirs were more of an emotional nature. In their less evolved state, the reptilians lacked the sensitive emotional body of the humans, but through interbreeding with the humans, they were able to attain this missing piece of themselves in less time than it took for them to develop it on their own. So they got to skip steps by interbreeding. They didn't have to evolve it naturally. As the humans became sharper and more astute under the tutelage of the reptilians, they grew in power. Okay? So the humans were getting stronger too. We were getting more technologically advanced. Is that the damn moon? Hold on, let me see something. Man, the moon is shining through my room, brother. It is extremely bright. That's a supermoon. Yeah, that's a supermoon. That's a supermoon right there. It's right directly in my face. That is wild. That is wild. Sheesh. That is wild. It's beautiful. As the humans became sharper and more astute under the tutelage of the reptilians, they grew in power. Their royal line, began to wish for autonomy from their teachers. They began to withdraw total support for their reptilian neighbors, feeling the need to return the planet to their own rulership. The reptilians had moved into many of the power positions in their government through marriage and interbreeding. It's about to get good, guys. Sin, Nanar. So listen up. It's finna get good, guys. Listen. This is the meaty part. The humans got tired of the reptilians. The humans was like, hey, my nigga, when y'all, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all kicking it, dog, but shit, I gotta go to work in the morning. When y'all gonna leave? You know what I'm saying? The human was like, y'all chilling? Because I gotta go, dog. You know what I'm saying? You know how when somebody don't want to leave your house? You know how when somebody don't know how to leave? And they just got that, damn, bro, when them motherfuckers gonna leave? I know you like kicking it at my house, but when you gonna leave? Okay? So basically, the humans looked around, and they was like, all right, I appreciate y'all, but at some point, we want to return our planet to what we remember. Like, it's been fun. We appreciate all the technology and shit, but we want to get back to what we was doing. But at this point, when they wanted to remove the reptilians, it was already too late. The reptilians had moved into many many of the power positions in their government through marriage and interbreeding. You see the reptilians had a trick up their sleeve the whole time. Infiltration. Okay? So now you're breeding with these people. You got hybrid human reptilians running around. They are part of your government now. They are running businesses in your world. All kind of shit. The reptilians then entrench themselves in. In addition, during this time, a series of struggles broke out between the reptilians who had colonized Avion and their ruling councils back home. This kind of sound like America and Britain, right? Sound like the 13 colonies story. The colonists had gone against their prime directive, their creation myth of their species, by not destroying the humans, and instead had cooperated. So basically, listen, check this out. The reptilians that was living with the humans, they went against the prime directive. The prime directive of the reptilians is to conquer, subjugate, enslave, destroy. So when the royal elite Draconians find out that these reptilians wasn't doing that, they say we coming down there to check on this shit. Okay, y'all get it? So the reptilians, I told y'all, the nice guy reptilians, they wasn't tough like the Draco. So they came down here, they made friends, right? Did business. But when the Draco found out that they wasn't taking over the humans' world, the Draco showed up. Like Debo. That's how the Draco reptilian, they showed up like Debo. Everybody started tucking their chains and shit. I'm going to tuck mine in. That's how they showed up. But eventually, I'm sorry. But eventually their government found them and took action. Much to the chagrin, the reptilian council members who came to Avion found that launching an all-out war against the humans and their reptilian friends would not work. So we got to keep up with what's going on. You got the royal elites. These are the draconian reptilians. Then you got like the scientists and explorers. They under the Draco elites. The scientists and explorers came and made friends with the humans. When the Draco elites found out that they were not subjugating these humans, the Draco elites showed up, like Debo, okay? So they was walking around, checking shit, and they realized, the Draco elites realized that, damn, we can't just outright destroy these humans because they can fight back. See, at this point, the humans had amassed a large weaponry, had amassed a lot of technology from these relationships with these reptilians. So the Draco was like, we don't need to sign up for no war just yet. Because although the Draco could have probably destroyed them, the Draco seen more benefit in using the humans more. Right? So they say instead of just trying to destroy them right away, let's just use them. Eventually, their government found them and took action. The Draco reptilians found the scientist reptilians. The reptilian council members who came to Avion found that launching an all-out war against the humans and their reptilian friends would not work. The humans were too well armed. So they took the covert route and infiltrated the population and government and disseminated the virus called racism. That's where it gets good. Y'all thought racism came from Earth? Y'all know them people that's racist? Y'all know them people that's racist to y'all? We reading about their daddies right now. It's a reason. Then I tell you, you're gonna find out who is represented by the reptilians and who is represented by the Lyrans. So if you feel racism coming from one particular race, then you know who they dad is. Okay, here we go. Listen up. So like I told you, these reptilians, they decided, they're thinking strategically. They said, we ain't gonna just destroy them. We're gonna use them. And then and the Draco knew that shit, there was a chance that a lot of them could get killed too. So don't think the Draco was just like on some cool shit. They didn't fight the humans right away because they knew it was a chance that they could get fucked up too. So they say it's better to infiltrate. We can take it over through infiltration. So let me show y'all something. This is being done. This has been done to your people already. This is exactly what the folks did to us. They've infiltrated the black DNA. They've infiltrated our DNA. That's why you got all these mixed people walking around, because people want to have that melanin. You got a lot of white women that like sitting on black men because they want that melanin. They want them some melanin babies. So you got folks that infiltrate us in that way. You got folks who infiltrated Africa. They infiltrated Africa. They stole from Africa. Right? So we're always being infiltrated in this way. Same exact thing happened over here in America. The whites showed up like they were peaceful. Black Indians owned the land. The black Indians showed love to them whites when they showed up, just like the Lyrans showed love to them reptilians. Right? And for a minute, the black Indians and the white settlers was living in some kind of symbiotic harmony because we are welcoming people. The black Indians and the white settlers was living in a symbiotic harmony because we was welcoming people. But what happened? The whites, they bosses called. They said, what y'all doing over there? Y'all ain't already got them people enslaved? Sound very familiar, right? Because y'all know that everything repeats itself. Everything repeats itself. Y'all gonna figure, man, listen. The Anunnaki fought nuclear wars on this planet. Guess who finna fight a nuclear war today? Think about that. Wait till you learn. Wait till we get to the tablets and you find out that the Anunnaki fought a nuclear war. And then proof. Wait till you find out about Mohenjo-Daro, where they show you where this nuclear war took place. They got proof of the nuclear war that took place 5,000 years ago. They got proof of this, scientific proof. Do your research on Mohenjo-Daro. So, everything repeats itself. That's why I told you, we still living the human-reptilian conflict right now. We still living the human-reptilian conflict right now. So them white folks, they bosses told them, you ain't got them people enslaved yet? Come on now, told you. The humans were too well armed, so they took the covert route and infiltrated the population and government and disseminated the virus called racism. The result was neighbor against neighbor. Humans began to hate the reptilians. Families were torn apart by racism. For those born of mixed parentage, it was a very difficult time. So you got to wrap your mind around this. The reptilians, remember the nice guy reptilians? They had been living with the humans and they had been interbreeding. So we got a whole nother race that exists now, okay? So there's a race of hybrid. Half human Lyran, and half reptilian. So now we got these hybrids that exist, okay? And these hybrids got a human mama and a reptilian daddy, or human father and a reptilian mother. It's kind of like a mixed child today. It's kind of like a mixed child that's got a white mama and a black father. Which side do you choose? When the shit hit the fan, what side do you choose? See, that's why I be telling y'all gotta be careful. Why I be telling y'all? I told y'all about Earth Speaks. Earth Speaks got a white mama. Earth Speaks out here acting like he for the cause, but if the shit hit the fan, who he gonna fight with? I'm gonna fight with my mama. That's why I told him, brother, you should always protect your mama. But at the end of the day, when you're not a pure melanated man, you ain't connected to the family like you should be. You see, if the shit hit the fan and the war was on, I don't have to think about who I'm gonna help. I'm with y'all. I'm helping y'all. I ain't got to think about that. But see, this is what was going on Avion. So on Avion, you got these hybrids. Boy, that moon keep catching my attention. I can't wait to get outside tonight. So on Avion, you got these hybrids, and now war is about to jump off, and the hybrids are like, damn, I don't know who to fuck with. I don't know if I should go with my human side. I don't know if I should go with my reptilian side. Because when the Draco elites instituted that racism amongst it created a problem. So now you got some humans that don't want nothing to do with them reptilians. The nice guy reptilians, the bad, they don't want nothing to do with them. In the royal family, marital alliances between the two species were strained to the breaking point. The Orion reptilians had infiltrated these families too. The Orion reptilians had infiltrated these families too, bringing much pain and destruction. It was over a miscommunication between members of the ruling families that a war broke out. The humans launched the first attack, and the result of this war was the destructions of the humans' home world. So we threw the first punch. We was tired of this shit. We had been told them niggas to leave. We was trying to be nice. We had been told them to leave, and we were like, fuck that. We just got to kick it off. So the humans drew the first punch, but them damn reptilians came back. Ooh, them reptilians came back hard. They, you know how when you got a brother or sister and y'all fight or y'all play fight, and you hit your brother soft, and then your brother come back and knock you out, and you like, man, you hit me too hard. We were just playing. That's how the reptilians did the humans. They hit them. The reptilians came back hard, man. The reptilians came back hard, bro. They blew up the entire Avion. Did y'all hear me? That's who you dealing with, motherfuckers. They got the ability to blow up a planet. That's kind of technology they got. You think an atomic bomb is bad? You ought to see the shit they got. So we drew the first punch, and the reptilians came back and blew up the home world of Avion. So when they blew up Avion, let me show y'all something. So I'm about to show y'all a migrational map. I'm finna show y'all a star map. A star map of the Great Migration. Okay? So I'm finna show y'all the Solaris solar system. And I'm gonna show y'all this migration that happened when Avion got blew up. Okay? Okay. Let me get out the way. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Solaris solar system. Y'all remember the other day I was talking to y'all about Vega, Lyra, Orion. This is all in this. Okay, here we go. This is the Orion. Oh, that's another thing. Last night, Orion was right above my house. I swear to God. I was looking at Orion, the Northern Cross. Remember I was showing y'all the Northern Cross yesterday? All that was right above my house. Crazy. Wow. I swear to God. I was out there last night. I'm talking about, man, it's some cosmic, listen, it's some cosmic celestial energy going on right now. It's wow. All right? But yeah, Orion was right above my house. All right? Somebody show Mary Princess, whoever that is. Somebody show Mary Princess the dough. Clean up on aisle 5. We ain't had too many today, but that's a bot. We ain't letting no bots up in here. We can go ahead and block that person. So anyway, this is the Solaris solar system, or at least a piece of it, okay? In the Solaris solar system, you got the Lyran. Okay, let me show you everything that's here. You got the Lyran solar system here. Just outside of our galaxy, right? All of this is in the Milky Way galaxy. Just outside of the Milky Way galaxy is where you find Draco. Okay? Here's Draco up here. Right there where my finger pointed at. Hold on. You see, there we go. Right above my thumb, I guess. Right above my thumb. So this is Draco up here. It's just outside of the Milky Way galaxy, okay? You have the Lyran star system. You got the Sirian star system. Here's Sirius down here, this blue dot, okay? So all this shit finna make sense when I explain it to you. You got the Orion star system. Here we go. We got the Orion star system. Okay. The star system is like the country. And then the actual planets is like the cities. If it helps y'all understand that. So Orion would be like the country of Orion. And within the country of Orion, you'll have Bellatrix, Bejo. These are all cities in Orion, okay? You also got the Pleiades, the Pleiadian star system. Some of y'all have heard about the Pleiadians, right? And right over here, just outside of the Milky Way galaxy, you got the Andromedan galaxy. So it's very close. Andromeda and Milky Way galaxies are very close together. So we do a lot of business with the Andromedan galaxy, okay? Excuse me. Okay, so what I want y'all to notice, this is a migrational map that exists as a result of these great migrations took place after Avion was blown to bits. So Avion is located right up here in Vega. Y'all see the orange? Oh, shit. I can't wait till I goddamn can do this in a classroom setting. I can't wait. So Vega is right up here at the top inside that, right above. Y'all see that little orange dot up there? That's Vega, okay? And inside of Vega was the world Avion, was the home world Avion. So when it was blown to bits, when Avion was blown to bits, the humans, they got out of there. They had to get out of there. The ones that survived got out of there, and it led to a great migration across Solaris, okay? So let me show you some of the places they went, okay? So the Lyrans, some of the Lyrans went down here to Earth. This is Earth at the bottom. Y'all see this blue dot? It's a blue dot at the bottom, a big blue dot. You can partially see it, okay? So some of the Lyrans went to Earth, all right? And we're going to teach you all about that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to teach you all about the Lyrans was here on Earth too, all right? Some of the Lyrans, the humanoid Lyrans, went to Sirius, okay? So you see this triangle, you see this blue dot down here? Some of them went to Sirius. This is where we get the Anunnaki from, okay? These human Lyrans that settled in Sirius, this is who created the Anunnaki race. All right, we're going to talk about that. Some of them went to the Pleiades. Okay? This is where the humanoid groups that became the Pleiadians. Okay? Some of them went to the Pleiades. But the gist of the story is that when Avion was blown to bits, it created a great migration. All right? And eventually, like I say, these reptilians, these reptilians is about conquer and destroy. So they start doing this to all these other star systems as well. All right? So to make a long story short, everybody got tired of the reptilian shit. The Pleiadians, the Orions, all these did the Tau Cetans, all of them. They was like, man, we tired of these damn reptilians, dog. We got to do something about it. That is when they all got together and formed the Galactic Federation of Planets. If you've ever heard of that. That's when all these different groups got together. Horsehead beings, goddamn grays, all kind of different alien groups got together and created. Yeah, Star Wars, told y'all all that shit based off of this, man. All of these groups got together and they created the Galactic Federation of Planets. They got together in order to fight the reptilian, the Draco Empire, the Seakar Empire. Okay? The Draco is some motherfuckers. Okay? They are the Seakar Empire. The pain of this destruction in the wound of its home world the pain of the destruction in the wound of the home world being destroyed has been handed down through all dimensions as the trauma that forms the basis of the polarity integration game. We of Earth carry on that drama. As creator gods and goddesses, we have created a planet upon which we can reenact it with the goal of healing the wound. Our two species have carried the memory of that destruction in our collective racial consciousness in our DNA. Except for a few changes, this same drama is being reenacted on our planet right now. Didn't I tell you? The same shit you see going down on our planet today is a direct mirror of the human-reptilian conflict in the cosmos. Because we are those people. The whites are the reptilians. We are the Lyrans. Come on, let's cook. Let's cook. Like your fish, I like my fish grease hot. Now listen to this. Watch this shit. Y'all ready for the big validation of what I just told you? Now I ain't trying to diss white folks, but this the truth. Watch this. Listen to this. Except for a few changes, this same drama is being reenacted on our planet. The reptilians have infiltrated our society and government, seeking out and crossbreeding with those of the blonde/red-haired and blue-eyed DNA strain. I'm going to say that one more time. The reptilians have infiltrated our society and government, seeking out and crossbreeding with those of blonde/red hair and blue-eyed humans DNA strain. Who is that? Who is the blonde/red-haired people with blue eyes? Who is the blonde and red-haired people with blue eyes? That's just whites. Shit, just whites. Just whites in general. Yeah, just whites in general. So this is who the reptilians have crossbreeded with. Now, I don't know if y'all know it or not, man. The reptilians run programs like Area 51, all these deep underground military bases that reptilians absolutely run it. I just went viral talking about Al Bielek. Well, there's another guy named Preston Nichols. And Preston Nichols talks about working side by side with these reptilians. And when you hear his story, he's a weird dude himself, but it is some truth to his story, guys. He's a weird dude, but when you hear his story, when you hear the story, you can tell he's telling the truth, right? Like he talks about how the damn reptilians, like, we drink water and soda. They drink chemical. They need chemical and shit like Drano. He say they love Drano. He said they get drunk off of Drano. And he say when they talk, they got like a very hispy. So this dude, Preston Nichols, talks a lot about working with these reptilians, working side by side with them in these underground military bases. So they are running all, I mean, you know, they're the smartest. They got all the technology. No, crossbreeding with a reptilian don't make you evil. Kanayo, I don't know if you was in here earlier when I said all reptilians are not bad. Okay, so that's the one thing. Being a reptilian don't necessarily mean you are an evil reptilian. There is a faction. There's a faction of reptilians that are evil, that are completely hatred. Those are the ones we call the Dracos. So all reptilians are not evil. I mean, you got to remember we got reptilian DNA too. We part of their DNA too. So the good whites are crossbreeding with them as well, but those are just like I say, everybody doesn't manifest into hatred. Everybody doesn't manifest into anger and hatred, okay? A lot of times we be wanting stuff to be just black and white, but it's not. It's you're going to have, like I said, it's going to have some intricacies. You're going to have some good, some bad, some, you know, going to be different. But everything ain't going to be the way we see it, the way we think it should be. Through their superior technology and the knowledge of universal laws, they have created an electromagnetic frequency field in which they have imprisoned us. Did you hear that? Didn't I tell you about the electromagnetic frequency field? That's the glass shielding that Hillary Clinton was talking about they're going to shatter. This is a prison planet. Through their superior technology and knowledge of universal laws, they have created an electromagnetic frequency field in which they have imprisoned us. For the most part, we have remained unaware. The reptilians, playing the role of our unseen oppressors, know that the humans they are attempting to enslave are actually more powerful than they, because the humans have something they don't have: a fully developed emotional body. So watch this. I've been telling black folks, follow me. I've been on this app telling black folks that if we are ever able to defeat our oppressors, it won't come from a pew pew. Right? Every time we get black people, we talking about what we need to do, and we get black people talking about, well, we need to get guns. We need to do that. Boy, shut up. You can't outgun them folks. Them folks make the guns. They make the guns, they make the bullets, and they ain't even using guns no more. They got technology to kill you. The white man ain't shooting bullets no more. That man sending fucking mosquito drones in. He's sending bumblebee drones in. He's sending all kind of shit in. He's zapping you from the satellite. You get your ass zapped from a satellite. So, no, you're not defeating him with no pum-pums. Okay, if that's what you think. But let me tell you what your weapon really is. Your weapon is your fully developed emotional body, a.k.a. your soul, your spirit, your ability to activate your chakras, your ability to use vibration to create a Merkaba. We got all these spiritual abilities, but we never been taught about them. We are we are the biggest weapon. We are one of the biggest weapons in the universe, but we don't know how to weaponize what's inside of us, because somebody has made sure that you don't learn how to raise your vibration. Somebody has made sure to feed you poisons to keep you in a low vibration. Somebody has made sure that you can have a calcified pineal. Somebody is making sure you are not able to tap into none of these energies. See, your enemy know you. You don't know your enemy. That's the problem. Your enemy know everything about you. He study you. He know what you made of. He know what you capable of. But you don't know him. You don't study him. So he giving you all the shit you need to keep you in a low vibrational state, so that you don't ever run them off this planet. Guys, if we raise our vibration, we can blink these motherfuckers out of here. That's on my word. We got to eat better. We got to stop eating this meat. We got to stop eating these sugars. We got to stop filling our bodies up with these sugars, salts, this meat. We got to get to a plant-based diet. We got to get into meditation. We got to get into breathing. We got to heal ourselves, strengthen ourselves. And I'm telling you right now, everything that we want, we gonna have. You see, that's what the UMF is about. See, folks don't realize that that's what the UMF initiative is about. The UMF initiative is, okay, let's get away from these motherfuckers. Let's go out. Let's find us a piece of land. Let's find a piece of land in rural America. Let's build a community. Let's grow our own fruits and vegetables. Watch this. And at the same time, let's be learning how to raise our vibration. Let's be living in harmony. Let's be living in peace. Let's be strengthening ourselves. Let's be learning. This is all what we're going to be doing in the UMF sanctuary. We basically like light workers in training. That's what the UMF sanctuary is about. It's for light workers. It's for light workers to come and train. It's for you to get mentally smarter, spiritually stronger. That's what I want to be. Because from that place, we're going to be able to do all these amazing things we want done, including rid ourselves of our oppressor. But if melanated folks ain't willing to buy into that, then y'all need to keep taking these L's. Because the same person that tell you, man, I ain't into all that, well, you getting your ass kicked by the white man every day. That's the truth. See, every time niggas tell me that this information is not what it's about, I look right back at them and be like, well, you getting your ass kicked every day. So you need to be trying something different, because what you're doing ain't working. Black folks is in 4th place and dropping. Now, I don't know if y'all know it yet, but black folks are in 4th place in this land, and we're dropping. In 1st place, you have the Jewish. They run everything. They control everything. In 2nd place, you have the whites, the people that we thought were our enslavers, right? But it was the Jewish running the whole system. So these white Europeans now, they have to work for the Jews. They have to ask the Jews for everything, because the Jews control banking, real estate. You understand? In 3rd place, you got the Asians. The Asians that jumped over us. The Asians got their own world. They got Chinatown. Chinatown is an own world. The Asians got their own communities. You don't see no Asians at the grocery store. You don't see them at the gas station. Huh? When the last time you seen an Asian at the gas station? When? You's a lie. You ain't seen one. You don't see them people. We don't see them people nowhere. Unless we go into their establishments. They got their own community. So they done passed us. We think we in good shape because we out here spending a whole bunch of money, which is dumb. We spending up all the money. We ain't using it for nothing. So we spending so much money, we think we winning, but we not. So the Asians in 3rd place and black folks is in 4th place, tied with the Mexicans who getting ready to jump over us too. You know why? Because the Mexicans working together. They building construction companies together. They opening restaurants and all of their people eating at the restaurants. Come on now, I'm not lying. If you live in Texas, you know this true. If you live in Texas, you know this true. The Mexican restaurants be packed with they people. It be they people. So guys, I want y'all to know we got work to do. We can't be talking about what we don't need to be doing. We need to be doing something. Because the shit we've been doing ain't working. Help me build a UMF. Help me build that UMF sanctuary. It's going to be a place where you can bring your kids. And your kids can walk around barefooted in the fields and be grounded and play. It's going to be like when we was kids, we used to play outside all night long. Our mamas and daddies ain't had to come look for us. I grew up in a community where at 11 o'clock I could be outside, not because my mama was careless, because we lived in a community of people that looked like us. We ain't live in no random. We ain't live in a community with a bunch of random people. Miss Lucille lived on the corner. Miss Daisy lived across the street. Joanne lived up here. We was in a community of our family. Our parents didn't have the shit. Y'all remember when we used to threaten to run away? What our mamas used to say? Ignore her. You can't threaten to run away in a black household. Ain't nobody even looking for your ass. Because they know you're going to be all right. I'm finna run away. Be about 12 o'clock, you be like, damn, ain't nobody came look at me, and you go back in the house, everybody chilling. You go back in the house, everybody chilling. Ain't nobody even thinking about your ass. Because we lived in a safe community, guys, and we got to return to that. That's my mission in life. My mission in life is to return to that. I want my children to grow up around other black children that they can play with into the night. Come on, man. Y'all remember that? Come on now. Yeah, you back, I see. Yeah, right? Don't give a shit. Oh, man. I used to threaten to run away all the time. Be out there with my bag and everything. Don't nobody give a damn. So all I'm saying is, guys, we got to return to that. I want to build that. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do the impossible. Right? And I just figured out that we could do this if everybody's involved, and it ain't like one person got to carry the burden of building it. It's got to be a co-op between everybody. Everybody going to put a little piece in. And whatever little piece you put in, it ain't going to hurt your household. Right? So we gotta get to that, man. And we gotta understand, listen. When we buy a piece of land, nobody's going to own that land. That land is going to be owned by a trust. And it's going to be at least 20 names on that trust. Right? And what I want y'all to understand, treat this shit just like you treat any charity you give to. Right? You don't give money to St. Jude's and be like, go to St. Jude's and be like, hey, y'all need to stop right now and work on my child. Because I donated. So if you donate to the UMF and we buy this land and we build this, don't be thinking, I can do this, I can do. No, we all own it together. We all gonna live on it together. We all gonna grow on it together. But we definitely need to be doing stuff like that, man. We got so damn cool. We not even talking. We not discussing. That's what pisses me off about us. We too cool for everything. But you know who building their own communities? Everybody else except us. We trying to live in everybody's community. Huh? We want to go live in a white neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Let me get back. Let me finish this up. But I just thought that I want y'all to know, man, like, these people that oppose us, we can win. We have amazing ability inside of us. But we got to train it. Okay? We got to learn about it. We got to train it. We got to harness it. Okay? Let me finish up here. I got y'all. The reptilians playing the role of our unseen oppressors know that the humans that they are attempting to enslave are actually more powerful than they are, because the humans have something they don't have, a fully developed emotional body. Why is this so important? Well, when you have a fully developed emotional body built into your DNA, you have built into your DNA the most powerful tool in creation. That tool is called compassion. That's our secret weapon, love and compassion. Yeah, y'all better know it, man. Y'all not ready, man. Love can heal the world. Love can save a life. There was an experiment where they took these plants, right? And they basically just showered the plants. One plant they showered with love and affection, and it growed and it blossomed and it did everything much better and much faster. Then they had another plant that they bombarded with hatred, and that plant withered and died on everything I love. They fed it hatred, angry words, angry frequencies. That plant withered and died. The other plant blossomed and lived. So what I want y'all to know, in the power of love is our secret weapon. Okay? Love and compassion. Within those energies lies the key to our salvation. We got to learn to love each other. We got to learn to treat each other better. And then when we come together, we can raise our vibration through love and compassion. Right? Go learn it. If you join the UMF, you're going to learn it. When you have a fully developed emotional body, you have the ability to transmute low energy emotions such as hate, anger, bitterness, shame into compassion. That's called changing your frequency. So when you are fully developed emotional body, you don't even go through that shit no more. Anytime I feel myself getting anger, I know what to do to reverse my frequency, to center my frequency back to a frequency of love and compassion. I forgive people a lot. I try to forgive, you know what I'm saying? I try to move on. I try not to hold no grudges and things of that nature. Compassion is the one emotion and frequency that can change our DNA. This means that lower vibrating frequency must rise to the level of this frequency. If you can achieve compassion, you can create a magnetic field of compassion. This is a Merkaba. Listen up. They talking about creating a Merkaba. This is like a spiritual bomb, a bomb. This is like a spiritual bomb we can create if we get to the right levels. Listen. If you can achieve compassion, you can create a magnetic field of compassion. If you can create a magnetic field of compassion, you can create a grid from that field of any size you desire. To create one big enough to encompass a planet, all you need is enough people. Guess how many people you need? Guess how many people you need to create this magnetic field of compassion? Watch this. Guess how many? Guess how many people you need? 144,000. I rest my case. I've been telling y'all, guys, let me tell y'all something. Long before I started teaching this course, I was telling people on this app that I'm here for the 144. Been saying that the whole time. I'm here for the 144. I ain't here for everybody. I'm not here for everybody. See, y'all know that 144 real because y'all done heard it in religion. You done heard Jehovah's Witness talking about the 144. See, this 144, in the fact that it's woven into Jehovah's Witnesses religion, watch this. What it tells you is that this comes from something much more ancient than we know. This idea of the 144 comes from something much more ancient than we know. It's not some trivial shit. It's real. So light workers, we out here. We working right now because we searching for the 144. And I want y'all to understand something, guys. When I be trying to say that I'm trying to attract like-minded people, when I be like I'm trying to attract boss energy, listen to me. Trust your brother Chief Kuttah when I say this. You can't build shit with broke energy people. People who don't want to give, who don't want to be a part of something, people who don't want to invest in something great, you can't build shit with people like that. You can only build greatness with those who are like you. So I'm sorry if somebody's feelings be hurt when I say that, but the truth is it ain't nothing I can do with somebody who can't help nothing. If you can't help nothing, I can't do nothing with you. Nothing. Right now, at the point of where we at, I need builders. I need people who can help me build. I don't need people who gonna watch. I don't need a bunch of grown-ass people standing around watching us. I need people who can help us build. People who can be involved. So I'm sorry. I'm no nonsense about what I'm about. And I got to help my people. So in order to help my people, I got to be no nonsense. Give me the boss energy. I want the 144. Once you create a planetary grid of compassion and continue to fuel it, you can eventually dissolve any slower vibrating frequency field or grid. This means that we can dissolve the frequency field or fence that the reptilians have us in, thus breaking their hold on us and regaining our freedom. So I'm telling y'all right now, I'm showing you your real enemy, G. I'm showing you the enemy behind the enemy. You know you ain't got nothing like this from nowhere else. I'm showing you the enemy behind the enemy. I'm showing you the big game. It's a spiritual battle. This ain't a physical battle. It's a spiritual battle. See, folks, let me tell y'all something. I go to God every night. I ask God to guide my words. Don't let me speak nothing that ain't true. So I know I'm speaking the truth. I know I'm standing on truth. I know I'm standing on real business. And if you with me, you with me. If you ain't with me, you're going to have to catch up. So this is bigger, guys. This is something. It's a bigger reason to y'all being here. It's a much bigger reason for y'all. Y'all are here to be trained. That's the truth. Y'all are light workers, whether you knew it or not. This is a part of your training. This is a part of your training. So that's it on the Lyrans for the day, guys. The Lyrans are our parent race, the parent race of humanity. Okay, we got a lot more to get to. Okay, Pink Sugar, appreciate the love. Come on, let's go out to the galaxy, baby. Let's go to the galaxy. Let's go. Come on with the galaxy. Yeah, let's get it. So the Lyrans are the parent race of humanity. Okay. The Carians are the parent race of the reptilians. And the reptilians and the humans have been warring for millions and millions and millions of years. Okay? So tomorrow, we're going to get some more information about the Carians and the reptilians. And we're going to talk some more about this galactic Federation war, this Orion war, because there's more to it. It's more y'all need to know. We almost to the Anunnaki. We're getting closer and closer to the creation of the Anunnaki. I got you, Jay Swing. I'm finishing up right now. We're getting closer and closer to the creation of the Anunnaki. See, this is before the Anunnaki existed as a royal group. We're getting close to it. Okay? The Anunnaki exists as a result of Queen Tiamat, a female reptilian, who married a Lyran prince. Okay? So we got to get to the story of Queen Tiamat and Prince Tiberian. All right? I think we get there tomorrow. Okay? So tomorrow we're going to talk about the Carians. We're going to talk about Queen Tiamat. We're going to talk about Prince Tiberian and when they came together, and that's how we created the Anunnaki, family, the Anunnaki hybrids, the Anunnaki hybrids, okay? So yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed today, man. I had fun with y'all. Had a really good time. It's been another class. It's like 3 classes in a row, bro. Been amazing. I love the new energy. Love the new folks. Much love, gang. Much love. So this is what we're going to do right now, all right? If you got any questions, like my brother Jay Swing, this is the time to hit me with your questions, and if I can expound on them, I will, all right? Jay Swing, go ahead, come on with your question. I'm going to cut some music on right quick, and I'm going to take your question, my brother. You can come on with it, though. Ooh, that's a good one. Damn. Nah, they don't got, I don't think they got beef. I don't know of them having beef. Okay, first of all, the Carians I don't think they got beef. The Carians are an evolved species. They are spiritually evolved just like the Lyrans. They don't fuck with the reptilians. They hate the reptilians. The reptilians attack them. Okay? So the Carians hate the reptilians. They hate that they created the motherfuckers. The reptilians hate the Carians. They want to destroy the Carians. So the Carians are an evolved species like the Lyrans. They're a 7D species. They 7D. They 7 dimensions. So they light bodies at this point. They ain't about no hatred. None of that. They all about ascending to the higher dimensions. So yeah, the Lyran, that was a good question, but the Carians, the reptilians hate the Carians. Yeah, they above all of that shit. They above all of that. And them the levels I can't even fathom. I don't really understand the 7 dimensions and above. That's too far up the ladder for me. I understand 4D, and 5D. 5D as far as I could go in my understanding. Because I think after 5D, you become a light body. You're not even physical no more. That's on Vega, my brother. That's in the Lyran constellation, okay? Though nothing started on Earth. Earth wasn't even Earth before. Earth was another planet called Tiamat before it became what we know as the Earth. So all of this started out in the cosmos and traveled to the Earth. It all started out in the cosmos and eventually traveled to Earth. Earth got a crazy history. Earth used to be a planet called Tiamat. We're gonna give y'all that information too. Earth got a real crazy history. Earth, what we know as Earth is half of the planet it used to be. Earth is a half planet. I'm gonna show y'all this. You know how they be talking about Earth is flat, it's flat, it's flat? They got it mixed up. It's not completely flat, but it is flat at the top. 12th dimension. Or above the 12th dimension. I think God is like what they would consider the 13th dimension. So it's like it's 12 dimensions plus 1. That's the way it's explained. So God is in a dimension of its own, of itself. Everything else we can achieve, right? But I'm sure, I'm just speculating, but I think all creation have the ability to achieve God's status. I really do think that. I think that if you evolve to a high enough level, I think that's where we get a multiverse from. That's why so many multiverses. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one. But this is why the number 13 have so much significance in some cultures. In a lot of cultures, 13 is a very significant number. Exactly. Yeah, as above, so below. Yep. That goes exactly with as above, so below. Everything that we have here came from out there. Trust me. Wait till y'all hear the Anunnaki and how the Anunnaki get down. When y'all see how the Anunnaki get down, y'all gonna be like, man, that's us. Bro, the Anunnaki look, bro, listen. The Anunnaki womanizers, you know what I'm saying? They love to party. They like having sex. They be beefing with each other. You know what I'm saying? When you see some of the shit that the Anunnaki do, you're going to be like, damn, that's kind of like us. What dimension would Galzu be? Ah, good one, Kanayo. Shout out to Kanayo in the building. Much love. He is an Archon family. Okay? So he probably between 9 and 12. He probably between 9 and 12. He's an archon. It's levels to the archon system. Archons are what you guys call angels. What you guys call angels, the name of that system is the archon system. So Galzu would be between 9 and 12. Yeah, shout out to Galzu, man. Shout out to Galzu for real. That's what I loved about the Anunnaki story, bro. Like folks that don't know, these folks reference God. They reference the angel system, the archons. And I got new information for y'all. What I'm trying to tell you, I got some new information for y'all. We've been getting all this as new information, but I got even more new information from y'all. Appreciate you, D-Land. You got a lot more to go, though. We got a lot to go. Carlisa, you ever heard of Archangel? You ever heard somebody mention Archangel? You ever heard somebody say that? Archangel? Okay, that is derived from the term archon. And the archon is what we consider angelic beings. Okay? It's just that angel is a word I think we got that word from the Anunnaki. El. It's an elder. So anytime you see the word El on something, it's associated with an elder, with evolved spiritualism. So when you hear like Elohim, okay, these are elders, okay. But archon is the original term for angels. I think it's spelled Archon. If I'm not, Archon. Archon. Archons. So, with us talking about the reptilians and how they infiltrate and how they create division and how they institute racism. Now we see who's represented by them. Now watch this. Go do your studies. Go do your studies on the British Crown. Go do your studies on Queen Elizabeth family. Watch this, guys. Watch this. I know somebody know it. What did Princess Diana call Queen Elizabeth and her family? What did Princess Diana constantly talk about to her friends about Queen Elizabeth and her family? What did she say? What did she say about them? They were the what? Reptilians. Swear to God. Why y'all think Princess died dead now? She was exposing this shit that they were the reptilians. I swear to God. Nigga, Queen Elizabeth eat kids. Queen Elizabeth used to eat little children on everything I love. This is not for fun. I know this shit be sounding crazy, but it's the truth, guys. You remember all them little kids that used to go missing and they used to put the kids on the milk cartons? They feed them kids to these reptilians, these reptilian beings. Go do your research on the British Crown. You will see that that's a reptilian family on the throne. That is a reptilian family on the throne. They big on incest. These are all reptilian traits. When you hear about that incestuous system that they live in, where they keep it in the family. Also, it's a reason why the royal bloods. It's a reason that they call blue bloods. Y'all ever heard the British royal family called the blue bloods? Reptilians got blue blood. The reptilians, the Draco got blue blood. Oh, everything I love. I'm trying to tell you. I'm just trying to drop it to you. The reptilians got blue blood. Yeah, she had a wand. Yeah, for sure. Gotta know this stuff, man. This is what they hiding from y'all, man. This is what they hiding from y'all. Okay? So yeah, man, shout out to everybody that tapped in, that showed some love, that supported. It's been an amazing class. It's been an amazing class, man. And as always, if it is anybody in here that got value out of the information, and maybe you don't use the gifting system, okay? If you want to show some love to the movement, if you want to show some love to the UMF, you can hit us up at $UniMailFam1212. If you donate, please leave your TikTok profile name in the memo section, because I want to reach out to you and show you some love, okay? Got to build it, guys. Got to build it. Who took her place? Ooh, where Corlisa been at? You ain't see Prince Charles? You ain't see the coronation of Prince Charles? Let me go find. Hold on, Corlisa want to know who took her place. Let me show her Prince Charles right quick. Right here, right? When King Charles was about to do his coronation, y'all don't remember this painting? What do this painting make you feel? Look, Imperatus was speaking about it, so you already know. What this painting make you think of right here? Y'all remember Ghostbusters? Y'all remember the movie? Y'all remember Ghostbusters 2? The old one back from in the day? Y'all don't remember Vigo? The demon? The devil from Ghostbusters 2? Vigo? Red is symbolic with Satan, okay? I want y'all to know this. So anytime y'all see these celebrities doing a lot of stuff in red, that's a symbolic ode to Satan, okay? Let me show y'all some stuff. Y'all remember this dude, Sam Smith? There you go. Y'all put it right in your face. Y'all remember him? Y'all remember when he first came out, he was singing real beautiful, real soft. Then he turned into an old schmomo and doing all of this old satanic shit with that red, representing that red. Yeah. I think P. Diddy, y'all, it's a reason y'all see P. Diddy going down. Probably about a year ago, P. Diddy did a performance on MTV. He had won a Vanguard Award. He had his little girls out there in all red and everything. I say, damn, look like he finna sacrifice his daughters and everything. Oh yeah, Sam Smith, big time. Mm-hmm. Satanist. He's a Satanist. He's a Satanist. But when Rihanna did it, right, her whole set was red. If y'all was paying attention, guys, they was all doing it. This just happened like a year ago. They was all, every performance that these celebrities did, they was all decked out in massive red. And it was clear that it was symbolic in nature. Paying ode to Satan. Mm-hmm. Hold on. Here go Diddy. Boom. Had his little girls and all red and everything. Look at that. I can't make it up. I can't make it up. I cannot make it up. Guess who owned the copyright of the Bible? When you find out King Charles owns the copyright of the Bible. I don't know. I don't know if Kendrick was or not. I don't know if you show it to me. You know, I gotta take a look at it. I definitely gotta take a look at it if you show it to me. But when you say all red, you gotta remember we're not talking about wearing red. We're talking about their whole performance. They are going above and beyond to be symbolic in red. So it's one thing to wear red, but it's another thing to have everybody on stage with you in red. Boom, boom, boom. So we got to take a look at it and just and see if it's lining up with that symbolic nature. somebody took the Prince Charles painting and they inverted the painting. Y'all know what an inverted painting, right? They kind of like mirrored it, made it mirror each other. Look what popped up. This is that same Prince Charles painting inverted. Look what popped up. Can y'all see the demonic? Can y'all see the demon? When they inverted the King Charles picture, yeah, come on with it, gang. Come on with it. Come on with it. That's an interdimensional demonic being. I'm gonna keep y'all woke because we gotta prepare for battle. We gotta prepare for battle. We're gonna have to battle these demonic spirits. We're gonna have to battle these demonic spirits. You better get right. Yeah, let's get it. That's why I like raising the vibrations, baby. That's why I like raising the vibrations. We're doing the same shit we were doing yesterday. So yeah, the royal, the British royals are a reptilian family, guys. All of those elites, all of those Illuminati elites are reptilians in nature. All of them are reptilians, okay? These whites been put in positions of power to be over us. The reptilians are using the white race to subjugate us. What I told you about the reptilians when they came to Avion, they was like, okay, instead of us just outright going to war with the humans, let's be strategic about it. So if what they realized is it's better to enslave us in this way than to just fight with us, right? They can get more out of us if we think we free. See, we think we live in a free society. We think we moving freely. All of this is a facade. We're not free. We're not healthy. Okay? We're not free. We're not healthy. None of these things. And these people, yes. And so we need to understand that, man. We honestly severely sick. That's why we got to raise our vibrations. And once we raise our vibrations, we'll be able to see our enemy and combat our enemy much better. But they're using the white race to subjugate us because they don't want to show themselves physically. Because it's gonna cause the planet to be unproductive. If they show themselves physically, then it's gonna cause outright war. You know what I'm saying? And that is gonna make it unproductive. We are their slaves. So every day we go to work, every day you go to work, you doing something for them, right? So whatever company you work for is paying taxes. Them taxes, that money goes back into this system that they created. It's all of this. It's why we gotta go to work. Why else would we have to go to work unless it's benefiting somebody else? All of this shit is benefiting somebody else. It's not benefiting us. We go to work. Watch this. Let me make it make sense to y'all. You think you go to work, you don't even need money. What the fuck you need money for? You don't need no money. Somebody created a system, and now you're dependent upon that system, so you need money for that system. Right? But just think about this shit. You go to work to make money to do what? Pay bills. So when if there was no taxes, right? You wouldn't, a lot of the stuff that we have to pay for, like we have to pay our house taxes. You lose your house. So you got to keep working because you got to pay them house taxes. All of this stuff goes back to them. And where does our tax money go to? To the British Crown. Y'all didn't know that? Y'all didn't know that the IRS was a subsidiary of the British Crown? Please look it up. Your tax money go to the British Crown. They still own the United States. The British Crown still own the United States. Trust me. Trust me.